in age from about 3.5 months right through to about 18 years. So these guys are the smallest subspecies of penguin. There are 17 different types of penguins, and these are the smallest of all of them. So these guys get fed twice a day at the moment, and they're being fed pilchards. And as you can hear, Sophie's doing a little bit of a whistle, so they're used to that noise. They know it means that there's going to be some food. And penguins will basically eat until they're satisfied, so we don't have to worry about overfeeding them because they know when they're full.
Blank or brown, red,
They also get a vitamin tablet every day because the pilchards that we feed them are frozen and then thawed again, so they lose some of the nutrients. So they get a vitamin tablet. As you can see, it's supposed to go down head first. Penguins actually have a hook at the end of their beak, and they have spines in their beak that are kind of facing downwards. So when they're fishing in the wild, in the ocean, so it's easy for them, once they've got a fish in their mouth, it's very hard for the fish to get away, and that helps them swallow it straight down. So they don't need to chew it, they just swallow it right down.
orange blank.
The way these guys move through the water is very similar to how a bird flies through the air. So if you can imagine how a bird's flying, that's what they're doing in the water. They propel themselves along with their flippers, and they use their tails as a bit of a rudder.
They're really hungry
So
today.
you might be able to see some of them. Oh, there's a fat guy right at the back. I don't know if you can see the guy right at the back there. And he's a bit fat. Can you see him? And he's looking a bit scruffy. Here he comes. He's going through a molt at the moment. So penguins go through a molt once a year, around about this time. What they'll do is they'll eat heaps of fish. So they usually eat about 150 to 200 grams of fish a day. But these guys, if they're going through a molt, they'll eat twice as much fish. They'll get really, really fat, and then they will replace all of their feathers. So they'll get rid of them.
Shush!
They'll get rid of them and they'll get some new feathers. So there's a couple of really looking scruffy guys, and that's what's happening to them at the moment. The reason they have to get so fat when they're molting is because their feathers are waterproof. So usually they're waterproof, but when they're molting they're not yet, so they can't go fishing. So they have to fast. It takes about 17 days for them to go through a molt. These guys are pretty lucky though. They get to get fat and still get fed while they're going through the molt. So we've got two young penguins with us at the moment. They're both about 3.5 months old. They come out to get some food. I'll point them out to you, but you can see that they're often the ones that have been in the water actually. And they're much sleeker looking. Their feathers look a little bit more navy blue than perhaps the other ones. So they're definitely the pretty ones, the new ones. Penguins also think with a bit of a group mentality, so they all do what everyone else is doing. You might have seen them earlier, they all kind of congregate by the pool. One goes for a swim, then they're all going for a swim. Then one gets out of the water, they're all getting out of the water.
A little bit like sheep.
Yeah, a little bit like sheep. Does anyone have any questions about the penguins? Yes?
I have to whistle for them to get